Hello everyone and welcome to Kdh Art Class. Today we're going to be drawing a pumpkin and coloring it. So you're going to need paper, pencil, and something to color with. Crayons, markers, colored pencils, highlighters, you name it. I'm going to be using a Sharpie so that you can see it on your big screen. And all you have to do is follow along. Once we get to a certain point, then you'll be free to add extra stuff if you'd like. Well, let's get started. I need to use the marker, so you're going to be using your pencil. You can use a marker or a crayon if you'd like. Just keep in mind that you will not be able to erase it. And whatever's there, you're going to have to use that mistake as an artistic embellishing opportunity. That's a fancy way of saying you got to use that mistake in your artwork in a beautiful way that fits your artwork. I like the challenge, but some people get frustrated when they're first learning. Okay, enough of that. We need to get started. Okay, so to do our little pumpkin, the first thing I want you to do is near the bottom is to do a smiley face. Kind of have it in the middle, not too curvy, but it does not matter. Then we're going to come up here near the top, and that's going to be a very important spot because most everything is going to go to that spot right there. Alright, from the smiley face I'm going to curve a little bit all the way till I get to my dot. Already has kind of a look of a nose. Alright, let's bring it down till it meets our little smiley face. I have been around for quite a while and I've never seen two pumpkins look exactly the same. So I hope your pumpkin does not look exactly like mine. I know that sounded weird, but really, I value everybody being different, and every pumpkin being different too. Alright, enough of that. Let's go ahead and add another little smiley face on this side. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of a tiny little rainbowy shape there. And connect them. And I'm trying to curve it a little bit so it's almost like the letter C. Alright, we're going to repeat it on the other side. A little bit of a smiley face over here. Adding a little bitty curve. And connecting with the slightest curve. That's a neat looking design. Okay. So now I'm going to add another curve. And another curve. It's not quite from this dot, but and around we go to connect. I kind of did it on that side. I'm going to do it on this side. Curve. Another little curve. And you guessed it, we're going to connect them just like that. It's a little bit straight, but I'll make it work. All right, let's come in here to this middle area, and we're going to do 2 curved lines, lots of curved lines on this one, and another curved line. It's going to be a fun little stem. Notice they're not touching. It's okay if they did. We can always fix it. And add a oval or a circle. And this is the stem where the pumpkin grew from. Okay, and I'm just going to add this slightest little curve there. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, because you can still kind of see the top of it a little bit. I love it. He's looking so unique. Alright, so from our little circle down to our pumpkin, our stem has these little viney shapes, or these lines. So I'm just going to put a bunch of them in there. And this is where, if you accidentally touched them together, you can add an extra line or whatever you need to do to kind of clean it up. Now I have this little sticky outy thingy. So my artistic embellishment idea is this is where the ground is going to go. And see, it just went away. And it's coming across. And we're going to have a little bit of ground going all the way till we fall off the paper. Alright, something else the pumpkins have are these vines. It is a vine, so they have these long, stringy, loopy lines coming out. And these things help it grab onto stuff and grow and spread out. And I'm just going to do a couple of those. It just makes it fun. Since we've spent a lot of time on learning lines and how to fill up the space, let's point it out. We're doing curved lines, loopy lines. I'm going to do a little spiral inside that circle. Remember, your spiral is the little circle that gets bigger and bigger until it fills it all up. We did a nice little wavy line, or you might have done a straight line, depending if your pumpkin is on a table or on the ground. Okay, so now we have our basic pumpkin. It's looking lonely. So what could we add? Oh, I know. We could add another little pumpkin. And it's going to curve and boop, bump into this one. And I'll show you a different way of doing this pumpkin. It's almost like a heart. And we're going to do so there's a nice little curved line, but now we're going to turn it into like a bumpy line. And it's going to come all the way down. A nice curved line that comes all the way down. And then from this little point, it's going to curve one way and curve the other way. Now you have plenty of room, or if you have plenty of room, you can curve till you bump into something. And what's neat, because I stopped it, it now looks like this baby pumpkin is behind my bigger pumpkin. And you can do your pumpkins either way. Like I said, pumpkins, they're never exactly the same. You can even curve the stem the other direction. Add your little oval. Create your texture by making a pattern of curved lines. Adding a few more little loopy lines. And we're already filling in the space, creating depth. This pumpkin's in front of this one. That means this one's closer, this one's further. Here's the ground. That lets you know what's close. And here's behind the ground. So this will be kind of like our sky. And you can do even another pumpkin over on this side. Why not? We have room. Let's fill it. We use the whole paper. I know I tell my kids all the time, fill the paper. I do not like seeing all of that paper with nothing on it. We'll do our 2 curved lines on the inside. And a curved line. And you notice I'm going faster on this one because we went slow. You kind of knew what to do, and now that you know what to do, we don't have to talk about how to do it as much, so I can go faster. And of course, our little stem. Again, my smart students have already figured out, Miss Howard is doing them different on purpose, isn't she? Yes, I am. It just makes them more fun. Okay, let's get on to coloring. We have more room. We could add a moon in the sky. I like doing the pumpkins at nighttime because my pumpkins are these bright colors, and then when you put them against the dark sky, whether it's an indigo color, a dark blue, even a black sky, it makes the pumpkins really stand out. Let's grab a yellow color. I'm going to show you how to color super fancy, and then it's up to you if you want to do the same thing on the other ones. So we're going to start with the yellow, and because you're going to have a hard time seeing this yellow, I'm going to use my highlighter, and hopefully this will show up really well. And you're going to make, yes, that's showing up, kind of a J shape with your yellow on one side. It's not quite touching, it's over a little bit. And while I still have that yellow, I'm going to go ahead and do it on this section. I bet my smart kids have already started to see a pattern forming. They're going, I bet Miss Howard is going to do it on the next section. Why, yes I am. I am adding this highlight to all of them. And just a tiny little bit there. Now you notice we have them all on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing where they're on this side again, but this time it's going to follow this direction. Oh yes, you smart ones. You probably have already finished your whole pumpkin. Very good. There we go. And our last one right there. Alright, so that's with the yellow. Now, let's switch to an orange. And you might have different color oranges. I'm going to start with a light orange. And my light orange, I am not going to go on my yellow. I'm going to color the inside of my pumpkin and not touching this outside line. I'm leaving a space, just like I left a little bit of space next to the yellow. So it's just in the middle. Again, you can see I did not color right there next to my pencil line. And I'm going to try and do the same here, so I'm going to try not to touch the pencil line. I want to leave a little space there. And instead I'm going to color inside next to the yellow, not on top of it. So you have to go slow. And the same on the next one. And you'll notice it's getting skinnier and skinnier. And I'm even going to try and at least do a line on that last one. Alright, and now we need to do it on the other side. So I'm touching the yellow, stopping and stopping, that kind of area there, and coloring the inside, because our pumpkin is orange. But with all fruits and vegetables, it goes through different colors as it's growing. And the next one. It's looking kind of strange. Hang in there. It's going to get better. Patience. Okay. So now, I'm going to take the brown and I'm going to go on top of my pencil lines. Nice and dark. All the way around. It's most likely going to touch your yellow. It might even touch your orange. It's okay if it doesn't. But we want to make those lines dark with shadow, because they're going kind of in to the pumpkin. And don't forget the other side of your pumpkin. There's no scribble scrabble here. We're taking our time. Taking our time. And now it's up to you if you want to change colors. You could do red or you could do the dark orange. I'm taking my same orange, but I'm going to push harder to make it darker till it touches the brown. And because I'm using crayon, I can go on top of my brown and it still stays brown. So right next to the brown, I'm pushing harder, or I'm using a darker orange. That's what's so great about crayons and colored pencils, is when you push darker, it like changes the look of it. It looks like a new color. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make a darker orange look right next to where the brown is. Now our pumpkin's looking really cool. No scribble scrabble. one more area. Right next to that brown. And there you go. Using 3 crayons, that created a really fun looking pumpkin. The only thing I'm missing is my stem. And I like to mix it up a little bit, so I did green, but I could use a darker green or even the brown right at the bottom and right where the curve is. I can even do just this little bitty oval area with a little bit darker. Now if you think you're done, oh no, 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 you are not. It is now your turn to color the other 2 pumpkins and the ground. So one last reminder, yellows first, pushing the orange lightly in the middle is second, brown on the edge, right on top of all of your pencil lines, and go back with that orange super dark right where the brown and orange touch each other. And you created a highlight that slowly gets darker and darker and darker till you get to the brown. All right, take your time and finish finish coloring your pumpkins. Yay! I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning a new way of drawing and coloring pumpkins. And tune in next time for our next project. It's gonna be monstrous. Hint, hint. Bye.